Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Friday, June 16th, 2023. Coming to you live here on Facebook with something that I found today that I really want to share with you guys. And I posted it on the page. You can actually, below this video, it'll be the post right before this. It should be. Something that I saw today I've been meaning to read for weeks. I think I found this like at least a month ago. And finally got around to reading it today. It was really, really incisive but concise summary by Stanley Druckenmiller. Stanley Druckenmiller, some of his credentials include running hedge fund with George Soros, running his own hedge fund, Duquesne Capital Management, I think it was, since 2010. I think he's either near billionaire status or very, very low billions, but very, very successful investor. And he gave a speech on May 1st to, I'm going to get this wrong, it was like the USC business something or other chapter annual meeting, something like that. It was a subset of individuals or students or whomever at the University of Southern California. And he was talking about the fiscal nightmare that lies ahead for the United States. And I guess he had given, excuse the
turn onto South Glebe Road.
Excuse the navigation there. Anyway, he'd given this speech or something like it. He referenced like 10 years ago. So I guess in 2013, he'd gone there and given a talk about, some of the fiscal problems the United States faced and how it was going to be really bad when, more time had passed and blah, blah, blah. So he comes back in 2023 and he gives an update to the speech, and he's much, much more pessimistic. I mean, like, he used really strong language. He was really, really strong language in terms of like what he expected to have happen and stuff like that. But you guys got to check this thing out. I didn't get to do a whole lot of analysis or breakdown of it so far. I will go through it line by line. I'll probably have to do a series of videos on YouTube where I'm screen sharing and stuff like that. You guys can look out for that because there's so many points I want to cover in it. It's not going to fit in the 15. I think I have a 15-minute limit on YouTube or something like that. So I'm not going to get it all done in 15 minutes. But the point is, if you guys just want to read it and get ahead of anything I post about it, I put the link in the post right before this one. So you can just go in there. I got a little blurb in there and then the link to it. And it's like hosted on Amazon web servers. So you click the link, it's actually going to take you to a PDF. And the PDF, the speech is like 3 to 5 pages long in the PDF. And then there's a series of slides. I think there's 7 of them that he refers to. So it's about a 12-page document, 10 to 12-page document. But he talks about just all the usual stuff that we hear of usually in disjointed fashion. He brings it all together. We have an aging senior population. We have a slowing young population to support them. We have a shrinking tax base from which to pay entitlements. He talks about how entitlements absolutely have to be cut. There's no question about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They have to be cut, and the longer we wait, the deeper they get cut. Okay, so he talks about that. He talks about the fact that when I'm not going to get this exactly right. It was something about like the last time the United States was indebted to this level of GDP, this percentage of GDP. Like right now we're indebted like 110% of GDP or something like 120%, something like that. It's not the right number, but it's some big number like that, right? The last time we were indebted to that level was right after World War II. And we had just begun, essentially, seeing baby boomers come into the population and become, being born into the population and so forth. So we weren't at a stress point debt-wise to those baby boomers because it was just beginning. The whole thing was just beginning, right? But now we're on the back side of it. The baby boomers are arriving at that point of retirement, needing more health care, et cetera, et cetera. So we're as indebted percentage-wise as we were 80 years ago, but we've got all these other debts coming that aren't even listed. They're not even listed on the balance sheet. Like all these obligations, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, they are not counted. Like what has not been paid yet is not counted. And so it's basically, and Druckenmiller puts a number out there that I have seen before in various forms. Some people are very specific about it. Some people use round numbers. He used a round number, 200 trillion. 200 trillion that's not being accounted for in the numbers. When we talk about how in debt we are, we talk about the national debt. It's like 34 trillion, 31 trillion, something like that. But this is 200 trillion of additional unfunded liability. And it's now coming into play given the demographics. We just have this nightmare demographic situation that's going on at this point. So anyway, guys, that's really what this thing is about. It ties all that stuff together, the aging tax base, the unfunded liabilities, the asset bubbles that are being created, the fact that the Fed did not or could not take advantage of some of the growth we saw in the economy in 2018 and 2022. Instead, even when the economy grew, typically, long ago when the economy grew, we'd actually shrink the debt or shrink the deficits that we were running and kind of make up a little bit of ground. This time, even when we were growing, we were going deeper into debt. So these 2 points in time, 18 and 22, we saw regression, and we saw things going the wrong direction from a debt perspective. So he has all this data, all these slides. It's really, really good stuff, guys. Check it out, read it. Let me know what you think about it. Drop a comment here on that one, that post below this one. And like I said, I will be doing much more deeper dive analytical videos on this stuff as time goes by. I got to get the screen sharing set up. I got to bring up the document. I'm just going to go paragraph by paragraph through it and talk about it. So thanks for listening to this, guys. That's what I really wanted to talk to you about, was that Druckenmiller speech from May 1st. I guess a little over a month old now, and hopefully get your guys' take on it too. So hope everybody has a great weekend, great Friday night, and I will talk to you guys again soon.